The draft with the Saints, and again, Mike Ditka obviously believing in your skill set at that point. What was it like playing for a coach like that who literally gave everything up for you?
You know, unfortunately, it was only a year because
Right.
that season did not go well. Hell of a coach. Like, as far as a player's coach, and I think you guys have been there, right? The player, most of the time, the coaches that have played before, they get it, right? The ones that haven't, they feel like we're video games or like chess pieces.
Right. Yeah.
And Ditka was cool. He just was cool. He knew the game, and he reminded me of Saban in this way that they don't get so caught up in the X's and O's. They get up in more of your mentality and the fact that you play hard.
Yeah.
And to me, I can play for those coaches all day long. You know, I think at least in the NFL with the Saints, I think Ditka's downfall was kind of that old school attitude of just get your boys together to coach and you can win. Because it's one of those things where a lot of the players didn't respect
The rest of the staff.
the staff.
Yeah.
They respected coach,
Yeah.
but a lot, especially on offense, they didn't respect the staff.
Do you pay attention to what's going on in coaching today with the Brian Flores thing and all that? So again, compared to the Ditka stuff, because again, we see the same thing, right? We know the head coaches, they're bringing their boys, right? And how can NFL players or even better coaches get into these, into these positions if our boy's not going to hire us?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I said is if the NFL is really serious about having more diversity in the league, they need to make a mandate that at least 2 or 3 teams are owned by minorities.
I like that.
Because I can appreciate, like, to me, a good example, and I could be stepping out of bounds here, but just think the cultural differences. Like, one of the things that came out was Stephen Ross, talking to Brian Flores about throwing games.
Absolutely.
Okay? And from my understanding, like the wealthy, rich white people, that's the way they think, right? But that's not the way that we think, right? And so this mismatch, if you're an owner, you want to have a coach that thinks the way that you think. That you're on the same page.
On the same page.
Exactly. And the Rooney Rule, the only team that has hired a black coach has been the Steelers. And so I think if we want to change, it needs to start with ownership.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're trying to get our $5 billion so we can go get a team.
Exactly.
We're about $5 billion short right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But to me, I think that's how it should happen. Players should get together and say, like, we can do it better.
Yeah, I
we
agree.
can.
Well, maybe you sell enough Heisman,
You ain't
get
lying.
them billions,
Hey, it's coming. It's coming.
and buy us a team.
Yeah,
There
it's
it
coming.
is.
Let's keep this conversation
Just bring me
going.
on as a consultant.